to have addressed that. I think back to the game in Dublin, we really stood up to Ireland so well, did so again on the weekend. But the flip side of that is the attack then hasn't functioned the way we know that it can. What's going on there, and how do you address the fact that you can do one part of the game so well and stand up defensively, but not let that affect your attack?
Well, I think they're linked, aren't they? So the physicality is like in the defensive side, but also in the attack and break. Then I thought we attacked in terms of our ball carry forwards, especially stood up to, a pack that had 15 forwards involved in it, and I thought like we were with the incident with Scott as well. We were challenged a bit in that period. We played 20 minutes a player down, so I think we fronted up really well, and I think that gave us the opportunities. We had speed in our game. Over all the test matches played over the weekend, nobody had quicker ruck ball than what we did against the world champions and one of the best defences out there. So that creates opportunity, that says our attack is functioning, it gave us the opportunities, but we've got to split that away from the attack to individual skill errors, and that's ultimately what it came down under pressure, and we try and compartment that and look at the learnings within that and try and flush through that.
The Scotland team are probably judged at a higher standard than maybe previous ones, given some of the success and the big results that you've had, but there's maybe a feeling that you've got to a certain level and trying to break through into that top level is proving difficult. What do you think Scotland need to do if you're to turn over these top teams?
Yeah, I think more of what we said. I think we're on the right path. If you look at even the growth from the World Cup, I think that there was probably we were arguably out of the game in periods. We were second fiddle the whole game. I think we've taken a lot of learnings from that period, from our learnings from the Six Nations. We've also grown the group as well. So the summer tour, although people frowned upon what was happening with a lot of younger people, we've seen the growth in that with guys like Gregor Brown, Max Williamson, Will Hart, all these players now that are, Ewan Johnston, all these guys that are now front and foremost. This is second involvement, and they're here on merit in a proper autumn campaign. So we've grown the group, we're evolving the whole time. We were getting closer, we are getting closer. There's parts of our games, our defence improves campaign after campaign, our attack and our layers, the physicality. I think our forwards in terms of maul defence, we're up against the biggest challenges: England, South Africa, France. We come through, so we have all the components. We just need to find a way of, I suppose, once we've worked for 60 minutes to keep ourselves in there, we need to find a way of getting over that last hurdle. And if it was easy, everybody would be doing it. But I definitely feel the Ireland and the South Africa game, in our last few tests, we've fronted up and we show that we can be competitive away from home or at home as well against the top teams.
What do you want to see from the boys? Presumably there'll be a good few changes, but what do you want to see from the team against Portugal this weekend?
I think, look, just building on the good stuff from the Fiji and for the large part of that South Africa game, and as we said, trying to work on that clinical edge. It's been a weird campaign in terms of we met up on the Monday and straight into a test week. We didn't have a really pre-camp because obviously Glasgow being away as well. So we're learning through the campaign. The idea was, I think we were better from week 1 into last week, and no doubt with the benefit of that game we'll be better into week 3. So we've got 2 big games. We've got the Chile A game in between that as well, where different players in the squad will get an opportunity. So we want to finish with high. Three wins are a maximum for us now, or a minimum, should I say, going forward. So group have been really honest. We've trained really well today, probably the best training session we've had. So looking into tomorrow, we'll back that up and take it into the weekend.
What extent of changes can we expect? Will it be a whole new 15, or will it just be a few changes here and there?
No, we'll definitely freshen up. Some of them will be forced with injuries we've seen at the weekend there, but we've got to pay ultimate respect to Portugal. They're coming to play against the Six Nations side away from home for the first time. 55,000 people at Murrayfield. They've got a game that can rival anybody. We've seen that at the World Cup. Their defeat of Fiji, they were very competitive. They should have done better against Wales. They had opportunities to win that game, so we'll give them the full respect. There'll be a couple of players, I'd imagine, freshening up, as Gregor's alluded to, but very much we'll pick a strong test team to win this weekend.
Would you be more inclined to include Darcy and Kyle Rowe, given that they missed the weekend, or would you be more likely to keep them for the following weekend?
Yeah, I think Darcy probably a little bit more straightforward in terms of his protocols turned around, so he's fit and available. With Kyle, we're every day with that. It was a hamstring scare that he's been able to turn around, so we'll manage him and we'll introduce him back into it. As I say, we've got 3 games, and we'll bring him back in at the right time. Yeah.
How much does the game against Portugal give you a chance to experiment tactically?
Well, it's no word we can associate when you're involved in an autumn like this. They're coming, I suppose, to have a free swing at a top tier nation away from home, so they're the pressure's on us to deliver. So we have to respect that fixture with the score we put out. a lot of the work we did over the summer, as I said, that we've built that next generation of players that are ready as well, that are now fully fledged members of this squad in a proper test campaign during the autumn. So we will make changes, but we'll make sure we've got a strong enough team to rival the challenge ahead.
And what would you say are the biggest things you've learned about your team in the last 2 games?
I think we said it right at the beginning, physicality levels, we can go to the level with that, so we've got to make sure that the consistency is with that, our defence is operating at that level, and also our attack as well, that our ball carry or breakdown, and we get that speed of ball that we require. So it's been really pleasing, a lot of good stuff in terms of the stats, which make it more frustrating, the stats that our analysts show us as well, in terms of all the games where we sit, but it means nothing if we're not getting these big wins. So yeah, we know we're on track, we know that we've got a lot of good components in our game that are going to give us these wins. But we need to get over the line with this one, yeah.